You always have to remember that you are valuable and that you're great and that you can accomplish great things. Just finished running an hour and 35 minutes, about should be like 6 or 7 miles. I'm over here like in the central part of Mexico, so the elevation here is crazy. You can tell that there's less oxygen up here, so when you try to breathe in, you don't get as much air as you would typically do when you're closer to sea level. I like to come over here and run, listen to audiobooks while I'm running. Lately I've been in a period of my life where I feel like I have to recalibrate myself. These last couple of months I haven't been dropping too much content on YouTube. I've been more studying, working behind the scenes on a lot of different parts of life, you could say. I've been working a lot in the inner self, like in my inner game, who I am, my psychology, really going deep down. I think every man comes to a point where you stop and you want to reflect on where you're at and where you want to go. It's like you're running and you start to wonder if you're going in the right direction or there's a better path for you. One of my favorite movies is Batman. If you take a look at Batman, like, he struggles a lot when he's a kid. He went through a lot of trauma, a lot of hardship. His parents were killed. He became an orphan. One of my favorite parts about the movie is that, like, he tries to travel the world to find answers about himself and like his thoughts and what really went down when his parents were alive. He goes to train the mountains with Ra's al Ghul, and he tells him that all this time he was searching the world for answers, but now it was time for him to go inside himself, to go deep inside and look inwards. And he gets his ass kicked in that scene, but there comes a certain point where you have to start looking inside of yourself and start asking yourself, how was your upbringing and what type of subconscious programs you have instilled in your mind, and if they're beneficial to you or if they're hurting you. Those subconscious programs are very important because they really set the trajectory of how you live your life and what type of perspective you have about yourself. If you grow up with parents that don't support you, if they never gave you love, if they never told you that you can do whatever the fuck you wanted to do in the world, you can accomplish all of your goals, you're going to have this mindset where you can't accomplish anything. You see the world through the perspective of your parents. There's a very interesting study that has shown that Holocaust survivors, their kids are still traumatized. Their kids after the fact, they didn't even have to go through the Holocaust, but their kids are still traumatized from the fact that their parents went through the Holocaust. They still have those programs inside of them. So that lets you know that whatever upbringing you have, whether you have good parents, if you have bad parents, if you don't have any parents, there was programs instilled into your subconscious mind when you were a baby, when you were a kid, growing up, all the way up until you were like 12 or 14. And you really have to analyze these programs and see if they've helped you, if they've taken you to a better level, or if they're kind of holding you back. And I think that one of the best ways to do that is to go through a monk mode period, which is what I'm currently doing right now, being out here in Mexico and just working on myself and working on my game, working on my business, working on my skills, elevating myself, learning new things, and really going deep inside myself to understand who I really am. I think a monk mode period like that is very helpful. If you can do it earlier, the better. But it's been very helpful for me, and I've been reaching a lot of more inner peace and peace with myself. And this peace is something that even if you are extremely wealthy or you're very poor, if you don't find this peace, you'll never be content with your life, and you'll never be happy. You'll never be truly satisfied. There has to be a sense of worthiness that comes out of you, a sense of natural worthiness that whatever happens, you're always going to be worthy. whether people are in your life, whether people are not in your life, whether people leave your life, whether somebody says something negative to you, whether you fail at something, you always have to remember that you are valuable and that you're great and that you can accomplish great things. To be a level of self-forgiveness that you have to go through as well, where you can forgive yourself, or you also have to forgive other people. Forgive yourself if you ever fail. It's not the end of the world. Like, we're all human. We're all supposed to fail from time to time. And also forgive people that have hurt you, because one thing that I've learned is that when you hold on to negative feelings towards people, resentment, anger, it only hurts you. It's like there's poison. You have poison and you're holding on to that poison. Somebody unleashed poison on you and you're holding on to that poison, and you're expecting to hurt them by holding on to that poison. There has to be a point of forgiveness, and with forgiveness comes a lot of strength. A lot of people think that forgiveness is weak, but I would argue that it's actually strength, because it takes a lot of balls and a lot of courage to forgive people and to also forgive yourself. That's kind of what I've been at, guys. Just finished running these miles. I really like running because I feel like it does take you to another place. It takes you to a place where you're really forced to push your limits. But I'm gonna be dropping a lot more videos. I just wanted to drop this video here to let you know that there might be times that you have to go into a monk mode period, that you have to go into recalibration period for yourself. And it doesn't hurt for you to take some time to yourself and get away. If you have to get away from the city, you have to get away from all that noise that you got in your constant environment. Environment is very important, because if you're in a very noisy, shitty environment, then you're always going to be saturated by that noise that comes from being in that environment. And also, it's like if you ever take a look at whenever they're doing road construction, they're fixing a road and they want to fix that road, they have to stop all the traffic, they have to get everyone out, they have to break down the concrete, the cement that's there in the bottom, and they have to get all that shit out, all the rocks. They have to put the new cement, the new layer, and fix the road. And then once they fix that road, then the cars can go back to regular traffic. That's the same thing when it comes to these periods in your life, these monk mode periods, these periods of maybe even dopamine detox, these periods of you recalibrating yourself. It's like you're stopping the road, you're taking a break, taking a look around, taking all that shit out of the concrete, putting a new fresh layer of concrete, and then going forward with these new programs, this new foundation of yourself. These new programs are going to help you. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this run, go get something to eat. I'll catch you all in the next video. Stay strong, stay relentless, and keep on conquering. Peace.